Frexit momentum appears to be building as anti-Brussels sentiment quickly spreads across Emmanuel Macron's nation following Britain's momentous decision to leave the EU. Rising disenchantment with the dealings of EU officials is not just confined to Brexit Britain, with anti-Brussels feelings seemingly growing in France. It comes as the European Commission expressed concerns over the increase in salaries for French healthcare workers during the COVID-19 crisis, but former MEP and Eurosceptic Florian Philippot hit back saying this type of stance proved why Frexit must happen now. He was also responding after Britain pledged to plough £3 billion more into the NHS, crippled by the global pandemic. Mr. Philippot tweeted, "The UK invests an additional £3 billion in its health system, meanwhile the EU blames France for its salary increases in public hospitals. So Frexit? Yes to Frexit. And quick." It comes as a poll by Mr. Philippot's nationalist and Eurosceptic party Les Patriots on Twitter found a rise in support for an alliance of Frexiteers in France. When asked, "Do we need an immediate and concrete alliance of Frexiteers in France?" 92.9% of respondents online said yes, while 7.1% of people said no in the poll, which has attracted 2,227 respondents on Twitter at the time of writing. In further signs of growing discontent with the EU, politician and former Minister of Industrial Renewal Arnaud Montebourg said, "France must no longer defend Europe before France." He added, "Our results in the number of people who lost their lives, and in terms of economic destruction are disastrous." French politician Geoffrey Bolley responded to Mr. Montebourg, writing on Twitter, "And the safest way to do this is through Frexit. Let's join the British in the concert of free nations outside the EU." Europhile French President Emmanuel Macron has long been a harsh critic of Brexit, branding it as rubbish and claiming the decision has torn British society apart and can't be delivered. Meanwhile, EU nations continue to clash over the bloc's €1.8 trillion plan to recover from the recession caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. A veto by Poland and Hungary of the package is likely to delay hundreds of billions in EU funds at a time when the 27-nation bloc is grappling with a second wave of the coronavirus and its economy is likely to shrink in the last 3 months of the year in a double-dip recession.